Airport security check lines. We know they can be a hassle, but what if airlines started weighing you before you got on the plane? One company thinks, yeah, that'll help. It'll cut down on carbon emissions. Knowing how much everyone weighs can enable airplanes to carry less fuel and fly more efficiently. We shall see if it happens. Joining me now, aviation analyst Seth Kaplan. Seth, good to see you.
Good to be here, Susan.
Sounds wrong on so many levels in terms of discrimination, saying, no, you're too big to get on this plane. Do you see this happening anytime in the near future?
I don't, Susan. Look, generally speaking, sure, the idea of how much weight is on an airplane is extraordinarily important. I mean, there have been plane crashes in the past that happened because of incorrect calculations about weight. But I don't think you have to do this to be able to sort of gauge how much weight is on a plane. Airlines are fairly conservative. They have their estimates nowadays for how much weight is probably on the plane, and then they carry even a bit more fuel. Now, what this company says is, hey, if you knew exactly how much weight was on the plane, you can maybe carry less fuel. It would be more efficient, as you mentioned, but there would be a lot to accomplish in terms of privacy concerns and logistics before you could ever get to what they're talking about.
And the argument to that, Seth, may be like, look, with Clear, there are people who can get on planes faster without going through the intense security that others who aren't part of that program. And that kind of gives away people's security in a sense.
It does.
But weighing, I guess, is a whole new level.
Right, Susan. Yeah, we make all kinds of trade-offs. Obviously, when we fly, we accept a certain amount of loss of privacy in exchange for security and for safety. And here they're saying, hey, if we could sort of get that even more correct than we do, all the better. The problem is that just nothing is set up right now to do this. So on one hand, if you didn't care about privacy and you just had a big scale with big numbers on it, okay, that probably wouldn't happen. What the company has said is, well, maybe we could do it in some kind of discreet way. When you step into that scanner, you're being scanned anyway, a scale there. And sure, you could imagine, Susan, that if you could somehow get that weight to the airline, associate it with the flight you're going to be on without people just seeing some big number, you might be able to balance all the considerations. The problem is that the airport's just not set up for that. They don't know when you're in the scanner, who you are, what airline you're flying, what flight you're going to be on. And to get there would just be extraordinarily, costly and inconvenient. And then you have that record of how much this person weighs, right? So no matter what you do, you kind of still leave some other challenge to overcome.
Yeah, no one wants that. I have a question not pertaining to this particular story. I was recently on a plane. Are they going to make them bigger anytime soon? I mean, the amount of foot room I had was close to zero. I feel cramped. Are they making them smaller?
They have been making them smaller in recent years. And, Susan, I don't see a reversal in that trend. I know I flew one of those airlines just the other day, actually back up here to D.C., and we had as little room as you can basically have on an airplane. And I just thought, I'm an average height person. What about those taller people? That's been the trend, sort of, give people the bare minimum. Safety, yes, not a whole lot else, and then let people pay more for what they care about, whether it's legroom, food, all the rest of it. The good news, Susan, is that they can't really get any tighter than they've gotten in terms of these budget airlines. Yeah, there are regulations. You can only put so many seats on an airplane. Has to do, by the way, not with comfort, but with how quickly you can evacuate a plane. So you're only allowed to put so many people on an airplane. So we're kind of up against those limits on some of these airlines. Not going to get any tighter than it is probably, but not going to get any more comfortable anytime soon, at least without paying extra for more legroom.
You should get the best seat. Shouldn't you say, hey, I'm an aviation analyst?
They would give me the worst seat, Susan. I hope they don't know who I am when I get on the plane.
Seth, thanks.
Thank you, Susan.